Imran Khawaja from Hounslow in West London, one of the most prolific British propagandists for the so-called Islamic State.
Alhamdulillah, 2 weeks he's back and he's fighting.
A 27-year-old amateur bodybuilder, he travelled to Syria a year ago and, seen here in the green on the left, he spent his time encouraging other young British men to join the fighting. He called himself Abu Daigam al-Brittani.
There was one picture which was very disturbing of him holding a bag that had allegedly 15 severed heads inside it of Syrian army soldiers. So that was a picture that caused a lot of consternation.
He was a member of Rayat al-Tawhid, a propaganda group that produces slick posters and videos. But in June, the group suddenly announced his death on their Instagram account. Abu Daigam al-Brittani was killed in battle a few nights ago, they wrote. It was a lie. Imran Khawaja had in fact decided to return to Britain, but to avoid the attention of the security services, he'd decided to fake his own death first. His cousin, Tahir Bhatti, a taxi driver from Watford, drove all the way across Europe to Bulgaria to pick him up. But although Imran Khawaja had staged his own death, he hadn't successfully covered his tracks. And as he stepped off the ferry here in Dover, he was met by counter-terrorism officers. He's now pleaded guilty to 4 offences, including attending a terrorist training camp and possessing a weapon for the purposes of terrorism.
14.5 anti-cross.
But it was his enthusiastic work as a PR man for Islamic State that may have done the greatest harm.
These are some of the most graphic images we've seen coming out of Syria. Extreme images of violence, executions carried out with automatic weapons. And they've used these images to promote their warped brand of Islam. And they've done that over a number of months. And they use it to entice others to join them in Syria.
And his group, Rayat al-Tawhid, is still pumping out its propaganda on social media.
I also invite you all over to the land of jihad.
Trying to add to the estimated 600 Britons who've already travelled to Syria and Iraq to fight. Daniel Sandford, BBC News.